Alright, so, now that we've sorted things out over here, let's head back up for a second. And what I would like to do is I'd like to just maybe take a quick moment here to make sure that we've done any business that we need to do with Pitosi.
Relieved. It's pleasant to see you well.
Because, well, this may be our last chance to do just that.
Regretfully, most of my stock is being appropriated by Captain Ventrellus.
So, I mean, you actually do have decent stuff here. Just that, well, thing is, were to compare, I thought our assault rifle was the Spectre gear. So we're already doing quite well on that. For that reason, probably nothing that we are super keen on purchasing from you unless we wanted to pick up this amp, although, not super convinced it's a great one. Same with the Chameleon tool. These are generally, I think, the entry-level ones. They just happen to be a slightly higher level. Sorta is usually one of the weaker of the manufacturers. I'm just trying to remember if there might technically be one type of item that they specialize in a little bit. It might be armor, and so they aren't the worst for that, but they're like slightly better than that. They're one tier above that, but I may be mixing them up with someone else. Ooh, Metagel upgrade though. Hold on. Increase maximum units of Metagel by 1? Absolutely. I am glad we double-checked that. That is definitely something we want. But, more so what I was thinking of is that we would take this opportunity to sell. We have... hold on. Sell, please. We have, extra items here, and we're concerned about potentially going over our item limit. Which, I mean, we sold somewhat frequently. Or, somewhat recently, I should say. So I don't think we're desperate here, but just trying to make sure that we aren't putting ourselves in a tough spot. Like, we can probably sell these shotguns, possibly even all of them, to tell you the truth. Let's see. Hurricane is much worse than Firestorm and the Katana, but at this rate we're getting level 7 items, or at least starting to, so I think level 6 are probably pretty safe to sell. Let's dump these. And then, I mean, arguably the case of just about any level 6 item at this point, at least on the weapon side, because those are usually quite straightforward to get. Maybe we save one of those assault rifles just in case. But, you know, I don't think we're desperate to dump items here, mostly just trying to make sure that we aren't right at our limit right now. But I think we already have a lot of tungsten and shredder rounds, but again, as I've said previously, that is a type of item that I do like to make sure we have a good amount of, because there are times when having a bazillion copies of it is actually quite useful. Okay. We might be starting to look pretty good now, and anything that we have remaining here could be things that we end up turning into Metagel, or rather Omnigel instead. That may not be a terrible idea. I think hardening we now can start to get from other upgrades as well. We'll probably dump those, although, yeah, at this point, you know, we're getting so little in return that, definitely in the case of this item, worth 18 credits, probably better to just take the Omnigel. Let's do that real quick. That was, I believe, our weakest sniper. Or was it? It was a different type of weapon? Not. A chestplate? Oh, it was a chestplate. So, yeah, this is probably, in fact, might be our first chestplate. Or maybe Liara's first chestplate. So, yeah, let's Omnigel this. Okay. So, now that we have made sure that we've done everything that we want to do with basically all the NPCs in here. We have made sure to do that side quest with the cure. We have done any trading we want to do with Pitosi. We've done general talking and exploration. What we're going to do now is we're definitely going to save. We're definitely going to save. So let's do that now. Because, well, the plan now is basically to maximize our experience from here on out. And so as I think we may have seen as we start to go through this area before. People don't like when we do that. In fact, I jumped back a little bit when I saw, or when I heard that sound. It sounded like Rachni coming out of the rafters or what have you, vents. And then I saw the red dots. I was like, oh! Because what happens if you go too far down that route, everyone in the station will turn hostile towards you. And I thought when the red dots showed up that we had already done that. I was mostly just trying to go far enough to make it so that there is an update you get if you are to go that route. In your journal that basically tells you, like, hey, only go this way if you're trying to pick a fight. So we can, like these birds, for example, not gonna like us if we try to break through this door.
Warning, Watchdog protocol is active.
Yeah, so that, let's see, do we have an actual entry that says anything for this? You found her station, held by the battered survivors in the science team. It's obvious they've had a bad time. Can't hold out much longer. The back door, you persuaded Dr. Cohen to give you his pass. You can now sneak into the sealed maintenance area near the science team quarters and the quarantine lab. So this would be the simple, straightforward, or, I mean, we had to do work to make it happen, right? We didn't just get this pass automatically. But that's the easy way out. But if we're deliberately trying to maximize our experience here, then what we actually do is we do, in fact, decrypt this. And, like I was saying, people are not going to be terribly happy with us when we do this. But we're going to give it a shot here. So, I like this spot. Oh, I got stuck on that area right there. That was no good. Oh, this is not good. This would be awkward if we tried to break through and then failed. And now everyone is mad at us. So, is it in this area? In the assignments? I have to imagine it's in the main quest. What is Doctor at risk? Find the Doctor head to new... Oh, that's totally different. Yeah, Rift Station... Broken into the sealed area of the Rift Station. Station is on alert, and guards will shoot to kill. Including, these guys, these assault drones right here. So yeah, I wasn't kidding when I said everyone gets mad at you. But of course, by doing so, that does mean we get some additional experience. So that is the reason for going this route. Of course, it's a little bit against what we've been generally trying to do with our playthrough in terms of, you know, we're sort of trying to take the more peaceful approach here. But let's try to, say, not get absolutely annihilated by these guys here, because our shields are already almost completely gone. And then I assume that's probably Liara in the bottom left corner there, where we can see her blue bar is almost empty as well, whereas Rex is totally fine at the moment. Yeah, Rex is totally fine. We can see their life bars here if we look over them. So we should do something to incapacitate these assault drones. Best way to do that could be something like sabotage, to make so they can't use their weapons, or some kind of biotic ability, like a stasis to freeze them. Let's try that for them, although we're going to start to get some peoples over there that are also not going to be pleased with us. So now let's sabotage you.
ECM is hot.
We got more friends coming. We're starting to take damage to our life. In fact, this... Oh, you're still in stasis. Okay, that's cool. Rex, if you could just, like... sit. We could have preemptively used immunity on Rex. Might not have been a bad idea, but if you could... You already used warp? You have used warp. Okay. I just want to finish this one off as soon as possible. Okay, there we go. This one is still in stasis, but I'd like to kill it before it comes back, or right as it's coming back. Okay. We are still damaged, but we're healing back up a bit, slowly. Liara actually did not take damage to her health, and she's fully shielded back up. So, soon we should be back at more or less full capacity.
I will destroy you.
So, yeah. Now we've got these guards here, people who were previously just hanging out in the area. So, we also could have made a point of deliberately giving ourselves more time to have our abilities recharge, but or not. So the other random NPCs are just kind of like, well, taking cover and trying not to get involved in this. Not so surprisingly, I suppose. Let's see, your shields are gone. That might have been one of our friends overloading those shields. Let's sabotage you. Someone sabotage us, speaking of which. Interesting. Then this guy just does not want to go down. And we, I mean, I don't necessarily want to stasis you, but if we can throw you, maybe.
I will destroy you.
Our weapon is still overloaded. Wow. You just go away. Yeah, we're getting flanked now. It looked like we were getting hit from that side, but I don't think just yet. Okay, so that guy is sort of out of commission for the time being. Now we've got, I mean, potential throw on marksman. Additional damage here. That dude's gone. There, I thought was one other
Targets eliminated.
enemy over there, but now you see
No, don't touch me.
the reason why you want to make a point
No.
of talking to all the NPCs and doing all the missions preemptively.
Nervously, I will keep my head down.
Is because people will not talk to you after you do start to get all confrontational. So for that reason, we wanted to make sure that we did all that stuff first. Other thing we can do is we can also head back this way. And we should find that Captain over here, or at least the leader, I forget what his official title was.
Hold the line.
Yeah, Captain Ventralis. Also, and his guards are confrontational here. Fortunately, the captain does not seem to care much about his friends right now. No, he has. In fact, he used immunity, in fact, which does mean he's going to take far less damage. Let's stasis him. That means it's going to be pretty tough. In fact, to take him out when he has immunity on. But there we go. I see he's actually not down yet. His stasis wore off. His immunity may or may not still be on. Let's have Liara warp him. We'll lift him. And that should be the end of him. And now this friend. You'll overload. You are no more? You are no more? Okay. So, we leveled up. We got some additional things in our inventory. Let's take a look. And I know you're probably saying, Vids, God, so cruel, so harsh. Like, it's totally different from what we were doing earlier on. Yes and no. And we may get enough information to find out why that is a little bit later on. Not entirely sure if the order of operations in which we did things, we will technically get that information. If not, then I'll just tell you why. But okay. So, for now, we were looking to get another upgrade on Unity to go to Advanced Unity, because at the moment, we can use it to restore squad members who go down to, and get them back up to 30% health and 50% shields, which is great. And that's squad members plural, so it gets both people if both people are down. But 30% health, 50% shields means that potentially could see them coming back up and then immediately going back down because they're not, certainly not on full life when they do get brought back. So going up to 40% health and 75% shields, especially for the higher shields characters, that's a pretty big difference. That could make an important difference there. So throw another point in that, and then I think, let's see, there are other points here. I actually think that we have gotten all of our bonus points in Paragon already, because I know I talked about this a little bit before, and I thought that we might have been at the point where we were going to get these 2 remaining points for quote-unquote free. However, I believe the way it works is you get 1 charm and 1 intimidate from becoming a specter. That's actually where we ended up getting this first intimidate point. You get 1 more point for reaching 10% of your renegade or paragon meters becoming full, and so we obviously have already done that. And then you get what is it? I say 25. If I said 25, I think it's actually just 10. Then it might be another one for 50, another one for 75, but I don't believe you get any for actually filling the meter. So for that reason, I think we are actually looking to spend these points directly to get these last couple of spots into Charm. So, I mean, this may not necessarily be the time or place to do that, since we are, of course, right in the thick of things here, and so we might be looking to prioritize things like damage instead for now. But, let's see, like, for example, if we go Stasis and upgrade that, I mean, it's a 0.5 second difference. I'm not really sure that's going to make a huge difference. I mean, it's more so over time as we invest additional points in that will start to become more of a factor. But, yeah, so let's throw another point in Charm here. And then as for our teammates, let's see. Liara, I think we were trying to get you up to Master Overload, I imagine. So let's throw that in. That's certainly great value for just 1 point. Then on Rex's side, I think we were saying we wanted to try to get you all the way up to Master Carnage to make you our all-out close-range specialist. So, I mean, this upgrade by itself doesn't do a lot for us, but at least gets us closer to Master Carnage. Alternatively, could go for a little bit more tankiness, give you a little bit more life regeneration, and a little bit more resistance to physics forces, and tell you what, I think this might actually be a good one to pick up now. And we did get some additional items here. So we got level 6 snipers, good tungsten rounds. Ooh, medical interface 7. That could be very good. Absolutely. Let's take a look, because that is something that we were, I think, using on several of our characters. We have medical exoskeleton 8 on Shepard. We have 7 on Liara. And then on Rex, it's just 5. So yeah, it's just an objectively better version. It is 20% more toxin resistance, so great against the Rachni. And 0.6 life regeneration per second better, and I mean, that's better than taking that... well, I mean, we did take that upgrade to improve his life regeneration, but it's even more regeneration than we got from that, so he is becoming much, much tankier. So that's good. So yeah, you might be saying, Lids, that seems brutal. These were just, like, innocent guards. Why would you fight them just in the name of experience? I swear, there is a way you can read this. Maybe we will get the chance to do that later on, but I'm not entirely sure. But, all I'll say is that, at least at this stage, that wasn't completely unfounded. There were some grounds for doing so, and we'll see as whether we actually get that full context or not. So now that we have fought them, I mean, we can go through security, and I'm actually not sure if there are additional people in there or not. If so, then let's go through, again, mostly just for the sake of trying to get more XP. As we've already, yeah, and there certainly are. As we've already seen, it has paid off from a levels standpoint. Yup. Okay, let's see. So, another guard here. Let's, I think I do like leading off with the stasis, because it does have a long cooldown time. Can you not? And by not, I mean actually, yes, you do. Okay, now for you, let's throw you. Get you out of here. Oh, hello. Goodbye. Oh, there's a lot more enemies where those guys came from, it would seem. People flanking us? Where are you guys shooting at? What are you guys shooting at? I mean, there's this explosive container that I really don't want to have explode on us. Oh, that guy. That's probably who you're shooting at. I mean, do we have... We do have stasis back. Okay, it actually does not have our longest recharge time, it wouldn't seem. Okay, let's lift you guys. Preferably would have been all of you, but... Okay, someone on this side? Probably. Oh, one more shot on that guy. I think we got him now. Okay. This person is wailing away at us. Let's do something about that. Let's maybe overload your shields. That might have hit multiple people as well, in which case, great. And let's sabotage weapons. And that definitely did take some people out. And...
Go, go, go!
Hear them. Also trying to keep an eye out for if there's any loot over here, but I'm not sure there is. Okay. You. What do we still have remaining? Liara now has Master Overload, so that's no joke.
Shutting them down.
I don't think we can actually shoot through that area there. Okay, and we could, in fact, with our Overload, do that. Rex, I can't really see through you. This guy's coming up close. Melee. Which we say no. Okay.
All clear.
So that's all of them. There is this area here, this elevator here, which if we look at our map, take us to the secure lab, which is ultimately the place where we are looking to go. However, don't want to actually go through that spot just yet, because while we have fought everyone in here, I'd like to take a quick moment to do. We actually backtrack just a bit, so we basically, by, well, picking a fight with all these people, we successfully picked a fight with all these people, and got experience for doing so. Actually, did we get items for it? I don't think so. Our equipment is not glowing there. We did get some for fighting the captain, but not for fighting the other random guards. But I mean, that was a somewhat significant number of people. And, you know, even once we've cleared everything out, I think these people are still not going to be pleased to talk to us. Yeah. Nobody wants to chat anymore. So again, that's why you need to do all the quests first if you are going to take this route. And you need to be careful, because if you accidentally happen to waltz on through that area and open up the door, then you will find that the thing is, they're going to get mad at you whether you intended to do that or not.
We can't have any shooting in here.
Yeah, and so same thing down here. He will also not allow you to do anything in here, including this quest, if you start fighting everyone first. So that is why we had to do that first. We had to do the quest first, and then pick the fight. So then what I want to do is there's one other area that I wanted to go through. Let's see, so this is Quarantine Lab? Was it there? I think it's Quarantine Lab is what I'm looking for, yeah. So let's head on through here real quick, because this is the area where we went in previously, and we saw a little area that we opted not to explore, at least not at the time. But now we will make a point of doing so, because this is our best chance to do that. In fact, there would appear to be additional guards in here. That would be my guesses for what these dots are. Yep. So let's overload more shields, and maybe throw you against a wall. It may not matter. And then it's just you. Let's have Liara overload your shields, and you're basically dead. Yes, you are definitely dead now. And that is the sound, I believe, of people getting frozen by our cold ammo, our cryo ammo. I'm not sure we actually needed that medi-gel, but it is available to us, so I guess we'll take it. So this is where we were fixing the cure, or making the cure. But this is now locked down. But the reason why I went back here was, I mean, in part so that we could make a point of getting a little more experience from fighting those guys, but also because we will see this maintenance area that we were looking at previously and wondering, well, what's the deal here? There's this area of the map that we had not seen previously. And that is because, well, it looks quite different. It is quite different. This is a way you can sneak in the other area, and is basically an alternative to taking this route through here, which would have been the route we'd have taken had we gone all the way through after fighting those people. So, like, if you go the combat route, get everyone mad at you by unlocking the door, fighting the drones, fighting the guards, and you just keep on going that way, then you would end up here-ish, I think. Or maybe, actually, it might be this. Yeah, it's actually this, and then you pop up. And so you basically end up in the same place. But that would be the direct combat route. This is basically us doing both things. We are fighting everyone and then also going the sneaky route. Because that way, we get to see the best of both worlds, and because there's an additional single Rachni soldier over here for us to mess with. So a little bit more experience to be had. And remember, when we have enemies in stasis, our teammates will not attack them by default, because they act on the assumption that, generally speaking, whenever someone has that ability, remember, stasis normally would freeze enemies, yes, but would not allow them to take damage. It would basically be immune to damage, so it's solely for slowing or locking down an enemy and taking care of other people while you're doing that. However, because we've gotten the stasis specialization, we can still damage them, except our teammates basically act as if they don't know that we have that ability.
We're done here.
So, let's take a look at our journal. You've entered a sealed part of the station. Time to find out what's really going on here. Sneaking in. You've entered the unguarded back door into the sealed areas of Rift Station. Guards are not alerted to your presence. So, this is what it would say if you had snuck in. Of course, we did go the confrontational route. We broke in, but now we are also sneaking in. So, hence why I say we're kind of getting the best of both worlds here. Certainly, at least from an experience standpoint, and also just to see what it's all like. So if you do solely go the sneaking in route, then the only enemy you really have to fight is that single Rachni, so it is easier in that way. But this is also our last good time to save, I think. So let's make sure we do that. And then, like it says, we'll see what's really going on here. But before we do, let's just see if we can nab a little bit of loot first. And this could be a little tough. I like this opening, though. Ooh, just barely snuck in. Okay. Pistol, sniper, shotguns, all level 6. I'm not sure that's good enough for it to be better than what we have equipped right now. And we could technically should probably save here now that we've actually looted that. Because, well. Let's see. I suppose we still have this little hallway area. I'm not actually sure how far in we can go here. Because, let's see, is that the area where we would have come up? The area that is closest to us is the way in, where we were expecting to go. Whereas if we do not turn, then we could go toward the elevator, and there might be something. Yeah, so like, don't go in there, basically. Instead, go through here. Yeah, toward the elevator. I just want to see if there's, any other upgrade kits, things of that sort. We might be able to nab Chameleon Tool. That is an Omni Tool, potentially an upgrade there, and those are hard to get, so that's definitely worth checking out. Let's take a quick look at that. It is very good for tech cooldown bonuses. Not so much on the shield or med recharge bonuses. On your side, Liara, you don't have a very good Omni Tool, so you could make the case this is an upgrade for you. I mean, your only tech ability, though, is just Overload. That's the only one you have. So, that means the only thing is getting an increased cooldown speed would be that one ability. Whereas shield bonus and most of the shield bonus is more universal in its usefulness. So for someone like Liara, that maybe means you can make the case that the tech cooldown is less important than it might be for other characters. And that being said, that is a pretty sizable tech cooldown bonus versus the tiny little 5 additional shields. May not make much of any difference at this rate. And I know those are probably words that are gonna come back to bite us, but let's make the switch. Let's go for it. And then, oh, actually, let's also take a second here to fine-tune our gear real quick, because what I want to do, I want to make sure cryo rounds is shield bypass and reduces the target's accuracy. That's less so what I want here. For this one, what I would like would be, where is it? It's the Shredder. Might not be a bad idea by any means, but at least for us, less so the damage, more so, where is it? forget what the name of it is. It's one of the more unusual ones. Not the poison, although that's certainly not bad. This? No, that's also basically shield piercing. This. We have a better version of this? We only have a level 2 cooldown reduction. I thought we had something else that was basically a higher level version of that, or maybe it's sort of a hybrid between that and other things. But that was the kind of thing that I had in mind, at least. Then again, I mean, if it's that weak, it's just a level 2 version, then perhaps it is best to just go more along the pure damage route, or something else, like mostly still damage in the case of polonium rounds, but toxic damage in that case, reducing accuracy. What did we have? We have cryo rounds 5 on it. At the very least, we put on cryo round 6, so sure. Why don't we go with that? But then on, say, Tell you what. Medical exoskeleton is great. I do really like it. You can make the case for swapping it out, though, in this situation. I think the person we will swap it out for, though, is Rex, because Rex is the one who already has a lot of built-in life regeneration, whereas for us and Liara, less the case. So, what I want for you is, yeah, something with hardening. So 25% here. Do we have anything that's a little bit more... Physics threshold? I think physics threshold is basically specifically against biotics, whereas hardening is a combination of biotics and tech abilities, your resistance to those. Yeah, protection against biotic and tech attacks. So this is a little more versatile. This is a little more specialized. What I actually want here is, in fact, the physics threshold. 50% I think will help a lot. So let's go with that on Rex specifically, again, because I think he's the one that is most capable of sacrificing the additional life regeneration because he already has a lot coming from his skills. Then, I think we still stick with that shotgun. The assault rifle is definitely going to be best with the one you currently have on. So that looks fine. Armor also looking good. Then for us, I mean, pistol-wise, yeah, definitely we're using the best one at the moment. And, like I said, I think we're gonna stick with our existing armor upgrade just so that we do have decent life regeneration, although you can make the case for also trying to do something with physics threshold for us, and potentially Liara as well. On her side, again, it's the pistol that matters here. I suppose we'll give her the damage. What do we have on her? We do have toxic damage for her. So I think we have a better version of that. Yeah, at the very least we can upgrade that to additional toxic damage and damage over time, so let's do that. Okay. And now, let's save. Lids, why are you so concerned about optimizing the team right now? Well, you can probably figure it out. You probably know what's about to go down. I bet you know what's happening here. So, let's just make sure we're headed in the right direction here. And yes, through this door will take us to the secure labs. And, well, in case it wasn't clear, we've entered the unguarded back door into the sealed areas of the rift station. Guards are not alerted to your presence. Did I actually say here, though? No, well, okay, I mean, this is the place we're trying to go, in case that wasn't clear. Which is important, because looky who we have here. One and only Matriarch Benezia.
You do not know the privilege of being a mother. There is power in creation. To shape a life, turn it toward happiness or despair. Her children were to be ours, raised to hunt and slay Saren's enemies. I won't be moved by sympathy, no matter who you bring into this confrontation.
So, a little reminder here. Matriarch Benezia is, in fact, Liara's mother. So, this is the primary reason, one of the primary reasons why I was saying at the very beginning that we definitely wanted to bring Liara on this mission. So, there are some pieces of dialogue that you only get if you happen to bring Liara, and this is, in fact, one of them. So you're saying, well, maybe we're just trying to earn some sympathy points from you by bringing Liara along, but no, that's not the only reason why she's here.
Liara's here because she wants to be, not because I asked her to.
Indeed. What have you told him about me, Liara?
What could I say, Mother? That you're insane? Evil? Should I explain how to kill you? What could I say?
Have you faced an Asari commando unit before? Few humans have.
Yeah, so also reminder, we heard as we were going through security at the very beginning that Matriarch Benezia stopped by and did in fact bring a group of Asari commandos, which are an advanced group of Asari combatants. So, yeah, that's, it's not an empty threat. What about Liara, though?
I can't believe you'd kill your own daughter.
Surely not, right?
I now realize I should have been stricter with her.
So we get stasis immediately. And here come the Asari commandos. And here comes what is arguably the hardest fight in the entire game. So we are going to be looking to immediately try to shut these Asari commandos down, because if we allow them to, they will absolutely rip us to shreds. So let's maybe stasis one immediately, because as you're seeing in here, what have they done? They've already messed with Rex somehow. They've thrown him to the ground, I think. Liara, how are you doing? I don't know. Yeah, Rex now is incapable of using his abilities. So let's try to... Do we have... Damping is great against them. I don't recall whether we do or not. You, Liara? Overload, throw, lift, singularity, warp, barrier. I don't believe so. So basically, we just want to make sure that they cannot use their biotic abilities, because they're quite good. And they've already messed with Rex. So we locked this one down with the stasis. Let's deliberately lift the other one. And now remember... Oh, and remember, they will not attack the ones in stasis by default. So let's make sure that we... Oh, Rex should really be on his shotgun here, I would think. Well, this one is no longer in stasis. So it was helpful. We did lock down while we were trying to take care of the other one, who we sent flying, and I'm not entirely sure what ended up happening to her. But, throw ya? Okay. So that's round one. But that's not all. We've got Geth. Alright, so now what we should do is I think we should rush them down. And they will jam our radar. So they have, as we were starting to see there, some snipers, and there is still an Asari commando in this group, as we can see. So let's see, do we have stasis back yet? We do. So, whoa, you are right next to us. Please stasis immediately. We did not seem to pull off the stasis. I would like to stasis you. Oh, they might have dampened us? Not entirely sure, to tell you the truth. Okay, that's one down. Got the other one here. And there are still the Geth hanging out on the far side there. And in case you're wondering, Matriarch Benezia, she is over here hanging out in this, basically, protection bubble. And we can see in the bottom right corner her power level. But basically, at the moment, we cannot attack her directly. We need to be focusing on taking out her troops. However, the place we are positioned will actually affect whether she can hit us with abilities or not. So like right now, for example, when we're kind of out in the open like this, she probably can. So if anything, we might want to retreat a little bit back behind cover where she, has something blocking her line of sight on us. But let's at least do something to try to incapacitate this Asari commando for the moment. And let's do that. I cannot see them at the moment, though. Might be just looking at Geth at this point. Let's move in. I think it might just be Geth from here on out, at least for this wave. Let's overload some shields. And let's see. And how are our teammates doing? They're doing okay here. Their life bar is looking pretty full at the moment. Let's, maybe sabotage in this general area. It does have an area of effect. Oh, there is still an Star Commander here. Okay. That's a problem. We are about to get stasis back. We just get stasis back, though. That's big. We're getting fast enough. It's a race to get biotic abilities off, and yes, I do think we beat them to the punch here. Let's turn on Marksman to deal more damage to her. There we go. Commando down. Still a Geth Trooper here who's getting some shields back. In fact, there might be someone who's flanking us right now. There's one right here. Do we have Overload back? Not quite. Liara does, though. Okay. So we progress. More Geth. Just getting weaker, it seems. Okay. Where are they, you ask? Directly on top of us is the answer. So, let's see. In that case, I think we definitely want to focus on some crowd control here. So we can stasis, we can throw or lift. So let's do some of that right now. Oh, that was... I don't think the one we wanted to lift there. Okay. Just ignore my absolutely horrendous aiming for a minute there. Okay, then we're getting the flank here. Oh, that's a Geth Destroyer. Okay, that's a problem. That's a big one. So let's prioritize you. I'd love to have had stasis back for you, but let's settle for the time being. So this guy has a shotgun. He's gonna hit us really hard if we let him get this close. Fortunately, we had just enough damage to stop him before he did that. Now we've got, what, a normal trooper here. Looks like he's hiding behind cover. Okay. We do, remember, have area of effect on things like Overload. So that can still deal damage. They can set up shields, though, as we're seeing here. We'll try to break through that a bit. Okay, one down. Looks like this might be the last one here. And let's just make it right against the wall. Although, to be honest, we probably could have used our cooldowns on that. This is the last one here.